Good morning. Running a little late. I went shopping and came back in before I decided to make biscuits because I didn't have time this morning. To the person or people who asked me yesterday about making biscuits, we are going to make angel fire biscuits. Now, because I eat hot peppers, this doesn't have any heat to it. If you're unaccustomed to heat, they're going to feel a little warm to you, not to where it burns your mouth, but you'll just feel the heat in it. When you use a lot of hot peppers, believe you me, you don't feel it at all. Okay? They're called Angel Fire Biscuits. Now you're going to have to preheat your oven to 425, and you have to grease a baking sheet because this is going to have cheese in it and other stuff as well. Cashier I go to, she said, my mind, you're not doing much shopping. I said, I ran out of room in the refrigerator. I got a lot of food, so I really didn't have to buy a lot. So this was a low week. But when I start buying other stuff, it's going to get a bit busy. I hope to make a Mediterranean chutney this week. Mediterranean chutney. Okay, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Gonna need a tablespoon of wheat germ. Okay, what's next? 1 teaspoon of sugar. Let's have a tablespoon. No, thank you. 1 teaspoon of sugar. I'm just putting it in a bowl. I'm not doing anything, so just get a bowl and put it in. When we're ready to move, I'll show you what we've got. All right, we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is my salt mixture that I make, that I showed you how to make and how to wiggle your family into using it slowly, because I had to do it that way. I think we're going to need baking powder next. Yes, we need 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now, if you're using baking powder from the store, you're going to have to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda as well. Mine is homemade, and I've learned that I cannot use baking soda with homemade baking powder. That's the difference. You need 1/3 of a cup of chilled vegetable shortening. Well, mine's not chilled, but it's room temperature. Now, instead of using a measuring cup, I'm going to use tablespoons this time. So that'd be 5 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon. We'll make 1/3 of a cup. Wait a minute, hold on. You gotta mix this up, Sandra, first. Okay, time to turn you down now. Mix everything you've put in here so far. Now I'll add the shortening. Okay. Now, I change it a little bit because I know what you have to do. Cut your shortening in. It's going to be very important in a bit. So cut it in. Okay, now we're going to start adding some other stuff to it and blending it. You're going to need 1/3 of a cup of cornmeal. You'll see why I'm doing it this way. All right. You want it drained? Okay. Wait a minute, I can squeeze it out. You are going to need chopped green chilies. It's got to be a 4-ounce can. Okay, see right there? You're going to open it and you're going to drain it. Oh, what the heck? Why not? Yeah, I'm going to need the fork. There's no way. I forgot that. I haven't made this in about a year, so sometimes I forget. That they don't mention some things and you really need some things. So you're going to need a fork. That's why when you have so many recipes, sometimes when you come back around the second time, you sit there and say, it's like having it all over brand new again. Okay, now we're going to need, I'm going to clean my hands for a minute. They want you to have 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. So I got my cheddar, got a knife. Half a cup. Let's see, she says 2 ounces. This is 16, so that's 8. That'll be 4. And that will be 2 ounces right there. Well, around 2 ounces. I might be a little off, but close enough. Sharp knives are excellent in the house. See, she wants to do the cheese and the peppers at the same time, but when you do it like that, the cheese will stick and you won't get the separation. That's why I coat them first and then I do the cheese. And the cornmeal, I just forgot to add it to the dry ingredients, that's all. But I stirred it in before I added other things. But these are good. They can stand on their own, but sometimes I like to put mint jelly on them. I actually made mint jelly. I'll be there soon enough. Okay, they want a half a cup of buttermilk. Oh, not quite. Use some of my discard, but it's a half a cup of buttermilk. I just use slightly shy of it, so I figured I'll go ahead and add this because I have to make more buttermilk. Sometimes in this recipe I have to add a little extra buttermilk. Don't worry about it. It happens sometimes. This time I didn't. That's good. Because of what you put in this, it's a little on the tacky side. You're going to have to knead it just a little. Bring it together. Just because of everything that's in it. Just so I can handle it. Do that? Yeah, I did. Okay. Gonna pat it out. How far do they want me to pat it out? About a ½ inch thick. And cut out your biscuits. This is 1.5. This one should be the 2-inch. Yes, it is. Okay. You don't have to have your biscuits touching when you make these. I hear people say, make sure they're touching. No. If you like the dryness all the way around your biscuits, I know other people who throw this the trimmings off. They don't remold them to sit there and use them, but I do. I saw my girlfriend at the store today, and she said, "What are we having next week?" And I told her. She said, "Now, having something sweet, now that sounds really good. Snickerdoodles." I'm actually going to get 15, I think. Yep, 15. This one's not holding very well, so I'll roll it up. Okay. No, they're not ready to go in. You have to melt 2 tablespoons of butter and brush the tops of them with the butter. I just have to clean my hands so I can get the pan out. Let me clean this up while that's going, and then we'll brush them down. you go to make the French bread, you're going to need one of these. Believe it or not, because you can't knead it without it. And they even tell you. That's where I was having trouble learning a new way of kneading. They said you had in the bread that we're going to be making that I've plugged up on a couple of times, says we have to do long kneads. I said, long kneads? Because I'd never heard of that. But I learned through my mistakes. I'm sure all of you would say, I'd love to see your mistake. No, you really wouldn't want to see that mess. It was a mess. We're just waiting for the butter now, and here they are. So we're going to get 3 times 5, we're going to get 15 biscuits. I just have extra butter, just try to get rid of it. How long are they going to cook? 12 to 15 minutes. Make sure your shelf is in the middle of the oven. 12 to 15. Okay, I'll say the half-hour mark for me. I'll see you in those few minutes. Okay, here they are. They're too hot to handle. There they are as biscuits. And that's them. So you take care and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.